Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to Spectacle Island. Now if you remember our last episode, we were in trouble, and we still are in a bit of trouble. We're $89,712. We need to get to $124,000, so we're still another $35,000 or so away from being able to repay or purchase a piece of land on the other side of the road where we'd planted our, or built our greenhouse. We haven't really planted it, had we? Where we built our greenhouse. So I'm hoping that the straw we have in the field from the wheat will go some way to that, and then we can top that up with some trees, cutting it down for some firewood. I'm not sure. We've got until the end of tomorrow, so we've still got a day and a couple of hours to try and get that repaid. I'm not sure if the corn is going to be ready before then, or whether that is going to be an option, just in case we can't get enough from the trees. We've exhausted all our opportunities from our silo. We've got nothing left in there except for a little bit of wheat, which we need to keep our chickens fed. Obviously, I think I said last time, our last resort is going to be to sell some of our animals. The sheep or pigs, which have a little bit more value in them than the chickens do. But I'm hoping that we don't have to resort to that. So fingers crossed we can keep all our animals and get this behind us and start moving on with developing the farm further, because we've talked about it a lot. I've got some big plans for it, so I want to keep that all moving. So our first job today, I want to go and get the straw bales all picked up and moved out, sold. Obviously going to have to take the wood boxes here off the back of the trailer so we can use that. We've got the loader still down there. Now we do have a helper already here today. We had a nice volunteer, and over here working underneath the truck is Knut Iverson. Now Knut sent me a message or a comment on the last video, said he was pretty handy with trucks and thought he might be able to get this going for us, and also has quite a bit of experience working in forestry. So I thought if we're going to be out there cutting some trees down, swinging some axes for some firewood, it might be helpful to have him around. So he is here. We're just going to leave him there to work on the truck for a little bit, see how he goes, because if he can get that up and running, it would be fantastic, particularly if we can save some money and not need any parts. So we'll wait and see what comes of that. But first, we'll get this trailer hooked up and we will head down, get the straw picked up, and down to the straw barn. We've come down to the far end here of the field. I thought we'd start with these bales. For no particular reason at all, but just often like working from the furthest point back towards the nearest. So we'll get these all picked up. Obviously we're stacking them a little bit higher than we did last time, which reminds me I will need to drive with extra care on the way down to the straw barn, because I think we can all remember the incident we had last time we sold some bales. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these all loaded up, and I can't remember whether we can fit 4 or 5 stacks, whether I can put a stack across the back or not. We'll have to wait and see once we've got at least 4 on here. But if we can get 4 on, I can't remember exactly how many stacks we had, but it might be 2 or 3 trips. So I think we'll throw this on a little bit of a time lapse. Try not to make you too dizzy watching the loading wagon, or the loader here, not a loading wagon, watching the wheel loader here moving around, and we'll get these sold.
Not afraid to bring
So just on our third load now, that one was loaded a lot smoother than the second one. I had all sorts of issues getting the bales on for the second time, but that one went really well. We're earning just over $2,200 per load. We went a little bit more, not much, but that soybean straw bale in the first load made a hint of a difference. But with 3 loads we will be at just over $6,700, which I must say I was disappointed with the first load, but thinking there was 3 of them there sort of tempered that disappointment a little bit, and we're getting closer to the magical $100,000, which is a nice feeling. Now the remainder of the bales, I think because there's probably only just over $1,000 worth there, I'm going to keep those. We're going to go put them in the shed somewhere and feed some of them, or give some of them to the pigs for bedding. So when we get back we'll load them on the trailer and take them down there. Then we will head over. I might grab the vent, put the mower on it, and go and mark out where I have in mind for cutting down some trees and what the extent of any potential new field might be. So we'll get onto that when we get back, but if we just drop it through the trigger there you go. The price must just be dropping. It was $6 less for that load, so not a huge difference, but probably a good thing we sold them when we did. So back to the field, get those last ones loaded up and down to the pigs. Alright, so I've got the 6 bales there on the back of the trailer and 2 here on the loader. I figured it was going to be easier to get this over to the pigs this way than taking the whole trailer over there. Not even sure how much straw they might take. They might actually need more than this, in which case we can bring the trailer over. We'll go down and see. Find out where the straw trigger is as well. I think it would make sense that it's around in front of the pen here, as it is bedding and going into the stalls. So we'll just try it here. No, it doesn't seem to have been accepted at that spot. Let's go and try it in the feed trigger here out the front. There we go. You can see that straw all appeared there on the ground. So how much did it take? We picked this one up. We've got 6,000 litres, so it must have taken 2,000 litres. And there you go, under straw we can see 2,000. So that is how much we needed. So those bales are actually going to go quite a way before they run out, or we'll need to get some more pigs to use them up. So let's head over, we'll put these away in the shed and go and rescue the trailer, get that all loaded up to go and start on some wood chopping. So I've decided to put the straw down here in this shed. Seemed to be the best place that we had to store it in for now. The other shed, it was just going to get in the way too much. So I think we'll slowly start moving some of the equipment out of here and use this more as a bit of a straw barn, hay barn. Hopefully, if Canute can get that truck up and running, we will have all the space in there we can use, which would be great. Now, one thing I want to do, I want to get some more seed manufacturing underway. We've got the oats sitting there in one of those bags, so I'm just wondering whether we might get that out. I think we'll save that for today because we're not going to be doing any planting this late in the afternoon, but it's certainly something to think of to be doing again in the not too distant future. Getting the mixer over there running with the seed on it, but for now we need to get these wood boxes put in the back of the trailer, and we will head over and start making some more firewood. Alright, so a little change in plan there. Canute is going to head down and he's going to make a start on cutting a few trees down. I want to get the vent. I think I mentioned about putting the mower on it and go and marking out the next field. So we're going to leave the truck where it is for now, and we'll go and get this done and work together to try and get some trees cut down and a bit of firewood cut. So I've got the mowers here all hooked up to the vent. Canute is down there. He has hopefully started cutting down some trees. He's got a fair idea on where it was we were wanting to start, so I'm going to go mow around the edge so I can define where we are going to be cutting all these trees down to limit the amount we cut down. I'm going to leave Canute to carry on cutting the trees down, and I'll come along after he's done that and chop them up into firewood. So hopefully we can get a bit of a process going here and end up getting those firewood boxes filled in good time that we can get down and get them sold into the sell points before the sun sets, because I'd love dearly to be able to clear this debt this evening so we can turn up tomorrow morning, meet the lovely constable here and give them the good news. Yep, I can see a few trees down there already, so it looks like Canute is in over that side. So I'm going to head down here. There's a little bit, basically this cluster of trees here, which does include some rather tall ones, is what I have in mind to get cut down now. So we're just going to get things turned on here, I hope. There we go, it's the back mower. Need to make sure we find the front mower, get that lowered down, and head on our way down here. So we'll see what this might end up as a field once we are all done. So there we go, that is what I think will be the perimeter of the field. Looks like Canute has managed to get a few more trees cut down in there. Interesting, I don't know whether we'll take all the big ones for firewood or whether we might leave some of them as logs. Not sure what's going to be the best use for them, to be honest. But we'll leave Canute over there cutting, and we're going to start chopping these up and getting some firewood loaded up. So I'll move the tractor over a little bit closer and just get straight into that. In fact, there you go, you can see the trees quite clearly from that angle that have been cut down. So let's carry on, get this firewood done. I might tell Canute we'll go over and cut those shorter trees over the other side before we get into this big stand, because I think we might be better off saving some of those and selling them as logs rather than firewood. So let's carry on. Alright, there we go. That is a rather full trailer load of firewood. So, let's jump in here. We will head it down into town to get it sold. We're going to leave Canute there. He is quite happy with the chainsaw. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. He's doing a great job. It'll be interesting to see by the time we've struggled our way down into town to drop all this off, how far he gets, and whether we're actually back before the sun goes down to check his progress, or whether we're going to have to wait until the morning. But we're just going to head down and get this sold. And look, I'm I'm not sure whether these 6 pallets will be enough to take us past that magical 124,000. We basically need 27,000 more dollars and we will be there. So it might be close. I think we were getting 4.5, 5 grand per pallet, so there could be between $25,000 and $30,000 on this trailer load, assuming I don't manage to tip it over on the way down. So let's head down and we'll find out what it's worth. We're just arriving down here into town. Once again, that dog is on the loose. We'll just have to make sure we don't run him over. But let's get pulled in here and see how much we've made. This is exciting. Well, Canute, do you want to give them the news, or do you want me to? No, not the fact that you've managed to clear this whole area, apart from that one tree. That is mightily impressive, but I think they probably want to know how much money we got from the firewood. It's an unfortunate time for the battery to go flat in the camera, really, wasn't it? Alright, let's tell them. There you go. $127,969. So we got just over $30,000 from those 6 pallets of firewood. So we're there. We can buy the bit of land. So I must say I'm looking forward to seeing the owner, seeing the policeman tomorrow, and settling that debt. It's certainly a very big weight off my shoulders. And to add to that, look at this new field we're going to have. This thing is going to be another massive one. We'll take that tree down. As much as I'd like to leave it, it's quite a quirky one. Like that one over there, it's on a bit of a lean. Can't really tell now because we've cut down all the trees around it. That one up in there, it was much the same as that. Must have been caught by some wind, but it'd be too dangerous to leave it there like that on its own. It'd probably come down on a combine in a good gust of wind one day. But look, I can't believe you've managed to get all these cut down, Canute. That's a very impressive effort. We'll have to get the wheel loader over here. I'm probably just going to do what we did last time and move them off to an edge, somewhere up near the road where we can cut them up and load them out from. But I think this deserves a celebration. So if you don't mind taking the Deutz back to the farm, I'll run up and get the Fent from up the front, and I think we'll call it a day. Call it quits, and might even have a beer to celebrate. So I'll see you back at the farm, buddy. Well, he's off up there, and I wasn't going to give him the pleasure of cutting the last tree down. We will do that. Get it nice and low down here. Probably cutting it the wrong way with the lean it's on, but there we go. We've got it to fall down. So like I said, we'll be getting in here and getting these all taken out, or at least moved out, so we can get in and mow it, because there's quite a bit of grass in here we can do something with. And now that I know we can repay our debt on that land, I'm feeling a whole lot more confident about how the farm is going to carry on and move forward. There we go. Just get that end cut off there. Perfect. Alright, I'll go grab the Fent and we'll see you back up at the yard. So we're back here again. Looks like I can see the tractor parked through there. So Canute has got that parked in a good spot. Not quite sure where he is. He's down there by the truck. So we'll, I think we'll just park in here for now. We've still got the mowers on, which we're going to need in a little bit, probably before we need this tractor for anything else. So we can just leave that in there. I'm going to see what Canute's up to. You want me to hop in? Okay. Okay, I'm in here. Now what? Try the key? Really? Alright. Ooh. Okay then. Well, that's pretty close to starting. What have you managed to do? Got the engine turning over, that's awesome. I didn't think we'd get that far. But you've still got some issues with the drivetrain, so we are going to need some parts. We're not going to get away without paying anything to get this up and running. You reckon about $5 grand worth. Alright, well, let's go and order them. Oh, we better not actually, we better save our money. Let's go and we'll have a look, we'll have a think about it. But if I know that that's all I need to get it, then your help has already been invaluable. Not only have you got us past that $124,000, but to get the truck that much closer to running, you are a magician, my friend. So let's go and relax. It is 8 minutes to 6. We'll make sure that Dogsy has some food. Here we go, Dogsy. You enjoy that, and I'm going to go and enjoy a meal. I'm going to enjoy the sunset. So we'll catch you in the morning. Well, good morning. Welcome back. Nice to see you. That was a nice sunset last night, and an equally nice morning this morning. Now, Canute has left us. When he realised there was only a single bed in the cabin, he decided he didn't want to stay, which is fair enough. Our corn looks like it has grown a little bit further overnight. Still not quite ready to harvest, but does leave us not far away from needing to organise a corn header for the combine. So that is something else we're going to have to think about. Obviously we've got a little bit more money. If you do recall, when we built the windmill, we do get a bit of an income off that. So that is why that has gone up. But first things first, we're going to head down. I've arranged to meet the owner and the police officer down at the plot of land at 8 o'clock. So we're going to go down there and make everything official. Make that land ours, get the workers to take away the fence, and actually be able to use our greenhouse. Now I do wonder, actually, the pigs have had some straw for a while. I wonder if we can have some manure we'll be able to take down there and actually get the greenhouse working. Let's just get over here and have a look. Probably need to feed some of the other animals as well. Get some more wool, wheat out for the chickens. There is a little bit of manure there. Let's just have a look at how much it is. There's 277 litres, so it's not a huge amount, but it certainly is manure. So we may even look at taking that down and seeing what happens to our greenhouse. But I'm just going to go tidy myself up, and we'll get down to meet with the cop very, very soon. Just a minute or so after 8, just arriving down here at the greenhouse. No, I can't see anyone here just yet. Hopefully the workers will be back as soon as we've paid, and we're able to get this all opened up and usable. But it's just, I think I can see the car coming just over the bridge there. Yes, and indeed it is. Now I'm not going to video this just out of a bit of privacy and respect for them. So we might just set the camera down here, and we'll come and talk to you once this is all resolved. And they're off and gone, and we are $124,000 worse off in our account, but we do own some land, some more land now. So we'll get this fence taken down, and we'll finally have legal possession from where we've built our greenhouse. That will certainly not be a mistake I make again. In fact, we can walk around here and not get in trouble. But yeah, I will certainly not be making that same mistake again. We'll be checking all the property titles, all the legal documents, before we go and build anything else. But we do know that we own everything except for the sawmill, except for the road on this island. So as long as we stay on here, we are going to be safe. But I think that success is a good point to wrap up this episode. We've obviously got a lot of land down there cleared, so next time we'll be in there getting those logs moved out, doing a bit of grass work. We've obviously got the wheat field we can get planted, and probably a little bit of time spent on maintaining the animals, tidying those up, and we may even seen about getting those parts that Canute had suggested we get. Thank you very much to Canute for his help today, or during this episode. Not today, it was all yesterday, but impressive work on the chainsaw, and a very handy man around a diesel engine, so thank you to him. But like I said, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.